You are listening to Housekeepers Chat by the United States Department of Agriculture from 1927. Disclaimer: this is read from a historic archive document. Do not assume content reflects current scientific knowledge, policies, or practices.
This broadcast was aired on Wednesday, the 2nd of February of 1927.
What to wear and when to wear it is the sum and substance of today's chat. The recipe, which concludes the program, has been developed by the United States Bureau of Home Economics.
Oh, Mr. Announcer, please tell your listeners that the second supplement to the cookbook, that is, the third set of recipes, will be ready for mailing in about a week. It was necessary to order a reprint of the cookbook, which delayed work on the second supplement.
Welcome to the Homemaker Show, where useful tips and recipes flow from Aunt Sammy with love so true, and the Department of Agriculture too. Gather round and take a seat. We've got everything you need to eat. Practical info for your home. Recipes to keep you strong. For your family, day and night. We'll guide you right with all our might.
The first thing on the program today is an answer to a letter from a high school girl, who says please not to broadcast her name. I won't, but I am going to read a page of the letter. Dear Aunt Sammy, I wonder if you could devote part of a program to the discussion of appropriate clothes for a high school girl who lives in a small town. I have plenty of clothes, but somehow they never seem to fit the occasion. For instance, this winter I bought a very good-looking plaid sport coat. It's just the thing for school wear, but when we had our junior-senior banquet last month, I had to borrow a coat from a friend. One of my Christmas gifts was a beautiful hat, a turban made of silver brocade. Now I ask you, Aunt Sammy, can you imagine anyone wearing a silver brocade turban with a plaid sports coat? Yes, I can imagine it, but I wouldn't advise it. It seems to me that before a person can be well dressed on every occasion, she must know what is appropriate to wear on every occasion. In other words, the keynote of good dressing is appropriateness. You may have the trickest kind of a tailored suit, but it can't be worn at an evening party and dance, unless you are one of the extremely strong-minded persons who can do that sort of thing. On the other hand, a taffeta trimmed with darling little ruffles and one fluffy pink rose on the shoulder would be very much out of place in the schoolroom or in a business office. Taffeta and typewriters have little in common, although they do get together quite often. Most of us have seen high school girls and business girls in fancy silks and bright georgette frocks. Such mistakes in costume do not happen because there isn't enough money to spend on suitable clothes. Many times, the unsuitable costume is quite expensive. Often, the wrong kind of dress was bought in the first place. Other times, a leftover party dress is being worn out. I'm going to get the good of that old silk dress if I have to wear it to work in, says Lucretia Jane. A better plan would be to add a little new material and make over the old dress into another party frock. Then, when Lucretia goes to work, her friends wouldn't say, "Poor Lucretia Jane. She doesn't know the first principles of good taste. Lucretia Jane makes mistakes in shoes and hats and gloves. I'm just that way," boasts Lucretia. "If I see something I like, I buy it." What she means is, if she sees something she likes on another girl, she saves up her nickels and dimes till she can run uptown and get a coat or a dress which exactly matches the one she admires on her friend. A very sad case is Lucretia's. Seriously speaking, I've been serious all the time, but I'm more serious now. The first step in the right direction is to learn what is appropriate and beautiful in dress. Do you think that only a party dress can be pretty? Not so. A costume that is appropriate for work or for school may be very charming. If it is simple in design, comfortable, and made of durable materials, it is appropriate. Such a costume may be of pleasing color. It need not be too dull in color, nor too light for the season. For office and school wear, one needs a dress that is practical and durable, and does not soil easily. The person who wears this costume will be free to do her work without thinking of her dress. I have seen many pretty dresses this winter made of tweed, charmine, jersey, flannel, and French serge. Appropriate materials for summer wear are ginghams, prints, cotton broadcloth, linens, wash silks, and so forth. The dresses should be as simple and becoming as possible, without elaborate or showy trimming. The hat worn with the business and schoolgirl's costume should be plain, fairly close-fitting, with simple trimming. Remember that the general utility hat must stand all winds and weathers. Of course, such a hat will harmonize in color with dress and coat. If one hat must do for both business and dress, make a careful selection. For instance, you may see a Valencia blue in the French millinery room. The hat is beautiful in itself. Consider well before you buy it. Can you wear a Valencia blue with a Chanel red sports dress? Not if you're sensitive to color. There are certain shades of green, gray, and tan which look well with many color harmonies. And then there's black, which can be worn with almost any combination of colors. The girl who economizes on her wardrobe should think of it as a whole, and buy articles that can be worn interchangeably, with good effect, even if her clothes tend very much to one set of shades. Shoes for school and business wear should be trim and businesslike. For no matter if you do feel like dancing during work hours, as I do sometimes when the hurdy-gurdy man plays under my window, your street shoes should not suggest dancing, if they are to be appropriate. See that your shoes are properly fitted. They should have straight inner lines, plenty of room for the toes, and low, sensible heels. This type of shoe allows the person who wears it to stand erect and to walk with a firm step. The high school girl whose letter I quoted says she bought a sports coat, which was appropriate for school wear, but not for evening parties. Many girls who can afford only one coat avoid both the severely tailored sports type and the dressy afternoon type, and choose a coat of conservative style which can be worn on almost any occasion. It would be rather stupid to invest money in a fussy evening wrap, which will be worn on perhaps 1 or 2 occasions during the year, say the junior-senior banquet and the senior party. However, I know a person who was just that stupid and foolish once upon a time. The evening wrap is still as good as new, although sadly out of style. Anyone wanting an antique evening wrap, in excellent condition, please write, telephone, or call. $13 down, and the rest in easy payments. Now I'm going to discuss the wardrobe color schemes of 2 friends of mine. They won't care. Most of my friends are used to radio publicity by this time. First, let's consider the businesswoman. This winter she had to pay a doctor bill. One of those unexpected drains on the pocketbook which react so unfavorably on the wardrobe. I had a black winter coat, she told me, and a good black cloth dress. After outlining several color schemes on paper, I decided that black and sand color would be the best combination for me. A black and sand costume always looks smart, and one can vary it somewhat with pretty ties and scarves. The businesswoman's coat is black, as I told you. For general office wear, she uses her black cloth dress with a sand-colored vest. She has a sports dress of black and light tan checked material. For afternoon dress-up affairs, she wears black satin with modish ecru lace collars and cuffs. Her summer wardrobe will include a snappy black and white georgette. Her business hat is a small, close-fitting black felt or straw. Her dress hat is a lovely medium green. My friend is a clear-skinned brunette with fairly high color. As for shoes, she wears black Oxfords for business and black patent leather pumps for dress. Being a very smart dresser, of course, she follows the mode and wears light-colored hose with black shoes. Beige-colored gloves and a chic beige handbag complete the costume of this well-dressed businesswoman. The high school girl I have in mind is not the tailored type. She loves color, and her color scheme was probably harder to plan than the businesswoman's. The high school girl has a brown coat. She is a medium blonde with brown eyes. 2 of her school dresses that I admire are a medium green, 1-piece flannel, and a brownish red, 2-piece wool crepe, both simply made. Her party dress is a soft butter yellow georgette. For Sunday wear, she has a golden brown crepe. Her hat, which is both school hat and dress hat, is a conservative little brown felt, with a gold ornament. I noticed that lately, a gold chrysanthemum adorns her brown coat lapel. She wears dark brown shoes for school and black patent leather for dressy affairs. Her hose are light beige, I think. Dark brown gloves and a brown handbag complete her color scheme. I wish we had more time today to talk about clothes. Since we haven't, perhaps we can continue the discussion sometime later. There's just time enough now to answer a lady who wants a recipe for bread crumb cake. Yes, bread crumb cake. When I took this lady's letter to the recipe specialist and asked her for a recipe for bread crumb cake, she looked troubled for a minute. Aunt Sammy, said the recipe specialist, how does she manage to have enough bread crumbs left over for bread crumb cake? Why doesn't she use her stale bread for toast, and for crumbs for croquettes and stuffings and scallop dishes and so forth? I don't know, said I. Maybe she doesn't watch her bread box carefully, so that stale bread won't accumulate. But read her letter. The recipe lady read the letter, which was a very nice one, and smiled as if she were much pleased. The next time I called on her, the recipe specialist handed me this recipe for bread crumb cake, which she had developed herself. 7 ingredients. 1 cup sugar. 2 cups crumbs from very dry oven toasted bread. 3 eggs. 1 teaspoon vanilla. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1/4 teaspoon almond extract. 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon. 7 ingredients. 1 cup sugar. 2 cups crumbs from very dry oven toasted bread. 3 eggs. 1 teaspoon vanilla. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1/4 teaspoon almond extract. 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon. Beat the eggs well, add the sugar, and stir in the other ingredients. Pat the mixture evenly in a shallow greased pan. Bake in a slow oven from 30 to 40 minutes. This has somewhat the texture and flavor of macaroons and is a good way to use up stale bread. If you have more stale bread than you can use in other ways. That's all for today.
From the kitchen to the floor, we'll help you handle every chore. With a smile, and helping hand, making life both sweet and grand.
Gather round and take a seat.
We've got everything you need to eat. Practical info for your home. Recipes to keep you strong. For your family, day and night. We'll guide you right with all our might.
This broadcast was researched and produced by BreakAway Empire LLC.